Hello again, this is yet another video in the main loop series. We will be first greeted by Kukushka here. She has her eyes closed, so I'm not sure if she knows what's going on. We are the doctors, so we will announce ourselves as such. Looks like we will have some stiff competition for the role. I suppose this means that among the doctor claims there is a Gnosia, a bug, and an AC follower. Of course, I am the genuine article. Oh, and it looks like Gina is a fake engineer, therefore the other engineer is the real one. That being Rakio. Based off the limited information we do have, we will vote for Gina. However, Shigemichi, who claimed right after me that they were doctor, is the one sent to Cold Sleep. Okay, this is actually night visit, and apparently Otome's been waiting for me in the main control room, which I believe is where we do the discussions, and it's interesting. I have to assume that Otome did not inform me that they were going to be waiting behind at the main console room. Well, hold on, Kukushka, she claims that no one's been attacked, or at least we assume that's what her eyes, I believe, are saying. However, someone was attacked. It's just no one was successfully attacked. And this is simple because we know that Rakio is real, Kukushka is also real. It's peculiar that Gina, I assume Gnosia, investigated Rakio and claimed that they were human, because that then just means that Rakio must be human. And given the current breakdown with 4 doctors, it almost leaves no room for Gina to be anything but Gnosia. I'm not sure what their thinking was on this, because assuming Gina was the real engineer, their analysis of Rakio would make Rakio the AC follower. That would mean of the 4 doctors, there's myself and 2 Gnosia and 1 bug, since the AC follower would have to be then Rakio in the case that Gina was genuine. And to no surprise, it was exactly as we said. Gina was Gnosia, and the doctors were all various other roles. This time we will be crew, so we will not have to worry about having such a target on our back, perhaps. I like how solid Gina's defense here is. First of all, her refute is basically nothing, and Rakio's argument that jumping on Gina is a ploy does not make jumping on Gina wrong. And Kame is basically saying that they just want to take it easy and don't want to go against Gina just to maintain the status quo, perhaps. Ultimately, nothing useful really came out of that discussion, and we are simply crew, so we have no additional information. And we'll be voting Jonas, and in the revote, looks like Jonas. Looks like on night 1 we got a double elimination. That means that Shigemichi or Yuriko were the bug. Of course, the next logical step is to have the engineer come forward, because there is already an actionable piece of evidence we can use, that being that Shigemichi or Yuriko was the bug, and therefore the engineer must have investigated them. And it looks like that did indeed take place. No one investigated someone who was not possibly the bug. And it looks like we'll be getting a string of extremely convincing performances from everyone claiming that they are indeed human, in some cases at least not Gnosia, which is not concerning at all. And we have 2 doctor claims, that being Gina and Setsu. However, checking the reports, there's nothing to differentiate them, as they both claim that Stella, who was put to sleep night 1 or day 1 vote, was human. Now, this doesn't make me want to vote anyone in particular, so I will go with my usual and pick Jonas, because why not? It doesn't look like Jonas will be sleeping tonight. It will be Gina, the doctor. Now I take what Otome is saying here to believe that they can tell when an individual is lying based on the sound they make. However, Otome was talking about when we were all talking, they could determine that Chippy was lying. Is this because there is a difference in the voices present at the meeting? Or is it simply that Chippy's voice alone had something off, and that was enough to get Otome to doubt them? Either way, it kind of acts as their last message to us, as they were eliminated immediately after. Now, for Otome's sake, we will vote for Chippy, but it looks like that will not work out for us, and Rockio instead will be sent away. Now, this is kind of funny. Comet wants to collaborate with us, and their reasoning is that if they do it alone, they might get targeted and killed, and their death would be meaningless. I'm not sure how my adding to the problem would make their death any less meaningless. It's just odd that that was one of their driving motivations to come make a offer of collaboration with us. Yeah, Xiaoming's covering Chippy here, but we're still going to go after Chippy because of what Otome said before they disappeared. And now Remnin, another engineer, is defending Chippy. This is interesting because does that then mean perhaps that one engineer is the Gnosia and one is the AC follower, and Rockio, who was put into Code Sleep, is the genuine engineer? I don't know. Well, it looks like Otome has been avenged and Xiaoming is not Gnosia. Now, we're obviously wary of Remnin here, and they're going to say that Jonas is Gnosia. However, they said that Chippy was human, and we are not particularly fond of that report. And rightfully so, it looks like some other crew members are targeting Remnin. SQ is suggesting that it is hot in here and therefore we must tell ghost stories to chill out. And that is the weirdest proposition I have heard in a while. Well, the ending conditions are fulfilled, but we must have won because the bug is already gone. And Comet here is going to propose that we become her first mate. Yes, let's travel the universe together. But first I'm going to loop and never see you again.